Mincy. Mincy gave us a bold prediction. Okay, well, what did he say? He said, not so shockingly, Ole Miss at plus 1,400 to win the whole enchilada. I truly believe it can happen now that the Rebs are loaded in the trenches. That was clearly the missing piece. Ben Mintz in Chicago, but not born there. So let's just go back to the FanDuel odds here. They, at Ole Miss, have the 7th best odds to win it all. How about that? Just kind of hit the pause button. Let's take ourselves a deep breath, and let's appreciate the fact that Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss have the 7th best odds to win it all. You may say, oh, big deal. Big deal. It is a big deal. You're meaning it sarcastically, but I am arguing on their behalf. It is a pretty big deal, guys, especially if you consider that Ole Miss has had to go about roster construction a little bit different way. So they've got a team there that has clearly been built, and they've clearly gone on all-in mode on 2024. They've got really high odds. They've got Jackson Dart back at quarterback. So they've got a lot of the pieces they need. If they just make the college football playoff, that means they have validated a lot of expectation. Now, notice what I didn't say there, Mincy and everyone else. I didn't say if they make the playoff, they succeeded, because your prediction is they'll win the whole thing. But if they make the playoff, like in that world, let's just fast forward to December, Ole Miss is in the playoff. Are they a 12 seed with like 2 or 3 close losses? Are they a 2 seed as the SEC champ? That's the first question I'd like to have answered, which we can't have because it's May. The second thing I wonder is how much of all the hype got validated, and remember, we're in December at this point, by them making the playoff. Because a lot of people are asking, hey, are all these transfers going to pay off? Well, if they're in the playoff, they paid off. If they're in the playoff, Jackson Dart had a great year. If they're in the playoff, a lot of the intangibles, a lot of the culture stuff, a lot of the things you hope to remain on the rails when you infuse with so many outside pieces, a lot of those disaster scenarios, they didn't happen. So then you get them in the playoff, and they're a very dangerous team. Because there won't be many starting 22 or even 2 deeps that are more talented than them and could do more damage than them. And so if they get there and they're relatively healthy, they got a shot. Having said that, the prediction was they win it all. Well, if they got the 7th best odds to win it all, but they've never been there, period, before. Kiffin as a head coach has never been there. Ole Miss as a program, never been to the playoff. You're talking about getting there and winning multiple games and winning it all. That's a 9 for me. And 9 is low if you consider what we're talking about here. That's giving respect to Ole Miss, because a lot of teams would be up at a 9.75 or a 10 when you're trying to predict them to win the whole thing if they haven't been to the playoff before.